Yes.
And I may add to that is that in 1831, there was an African prince, an African slave, who lived in Adelaide, right? And this is all documented in our Bahamian archives, right? And he wrote in Arabic in a calligraphic form the parts of the Quran, and that's also in the archives of the Bahamas, right? And matter of fact, we have a copies of it here now because I'm just going to find it. It's right here. You know, if you can just put it up on the screen there, right? They can see it, right?
So this is a letter written in Arabic from a liberated African living at Carmichael, it says.
Right.
1831.
Yes.
The exhibit shows this letter to the governors, Sir James Carmichael Smith, from a liberated African living at Adelaide. It is believed that this man's name was Abdul Kili, an African prince.
Yes.
But that is not surprising in view of the fact that the slave population came from Islamic countries, Senegal, and Nigeria. They're all Muslim-based countries.
Well, tell me, how is it that the movement faded away?
Yes,
in the Bahamas for almost 200 years.
Yeah, well, you see, but like I said, just as that preacher baptized all those people, you know, Islam couldn't survive when under slavery. Okay, like that. Okay,
Islam could not survive under slavery?
No, it did not survive in its totality, you know, under slavery. Because one of the things that the slave master did, okay, was force the people into the religion of Christianity. Okay, so instead of that, and they didn't have any base, you know, their basic knowledge when they were captured and brought over here. You know, they didn't bring their Qurans or their Hadiths or their things to study. Okay, they were not even allowed to read. You see.
But I would even go. I would say that I wouldn't say Islam did not survive because our presence is the significance of the survival of Islam. And I think that if many of the Bahamians were to check their roots, they may be surprised to find that their roots, their parents, their great-grandparents are Muslims.
Mr. Hepburn, I follow Jesus as a follower of the Christian faith. You follow Muhammad and you are a Muslim. And I follow Jesus because we believe that he is the Son of God and he came to redeem us back to God. In a nutshell, why do you follow Muhammad?
Before I go to the nutshell, have you ever checked your roots? Would you be surprised if you checked your roots and you found that really you're from an Islamic background and that probably some of your parents are Muslim?
Yeah, he's probably Mandinka.
Okay, so this is something that the Bahamians are afraid to really do, to go back into their history.
No. Yeah, but
maybe they're not afraid.
I'm a Yoruba.
You found your way.
Don't say some Bahamians.
That's why I say some. I use the word some.
Yeah, but
you're an exception.
Whether they have found their ancestral roots or not is immaterial. Because we are talking about, because you can be converted as you are converted from Christianity to Muslim, to the Islamic faith, as in the case of Dr. Rashad. You can also be converted to Christianity from the Islamic faith.
Yes, that's true.
And the fact of the matter is that many people in this part of the world were converted from the Islamic faith to Christianity.
Yes? There's a difference between doing it willingly and unwillingly, right? As you check in history, we were forced to do certain things, as forced to even accept the religion of Christianity, right? Now, you were born in a Christian family. You didn't choose to be a Christian, but this is what you were brought up to be. And later on, you started to practice your religion as you've seen your parents practice it.
Yeah, but
and that's how your parents practice it,
But
the way they saw their parents practice it,
I
right?
hear you, but Christianity is a belief.
Yes, I understand
believe.
that. I understand that.
Yes.
Right? What I'm saying is that you didn't really investigate and other religions to say, I accept Christianity as my religion. As how those who converted to different faiths, right, investigated and did it willingly. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a big difference between an individual who converted to another faith than an individual who born in that faith. And because, like it was mentioned, even in some of the Muslim countries, those individuals who he mentioned who came from different Islamic countries into the Bahamas, right? When you visit these countries, some of the Muslims in these countries don't even know their religion.
But Hakeem, what I'm suggesting is that even today, you have some Muslims who are leaving the Islamic faith and going to Christianity.
As the brother mentioned before, Islam is a knowledge-based religion, right? You have to seek the knowledge in order for your religion to come better. If you have no knowledge about your religion, you will not go nowhere.
But Hakeem, how do you account for the fact that, for example, I've been to Egypt, Morocco, Nigeria, and I see Islam on the ground, and I see a great deal of Western influences, particularly in Alexandria and
that's where I live at, Alexandria,
and Cairo, and it made me think, you know, that I see women in Nigeria, in Cairo, dressed like women in Nassau, their bellies out and all these, you know, and then you see other women covered. You know, so even in those Islamic countries, there's conflict, cultural conflict.
What do you say about the Christians that dress like that?
Well, I just take that for granted. But I had a sort of cultural shock when I saw Egyptian women who looked like women in New York.
As I mentioned, and as the brother mentioned, Islam is a knowledge-based religion. If you do not gain the knowledge within your religion, then you would not know how to practice.
But these are born Muslims.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Even Christians, right? You have Christians today who are born Christian, right, but don't even know their religion.
Okay, we have to take a break here. This is the platform, and we are having a discussion about the Islamic faith with these four Muslim leaders. We take this break here, and we'll come right back.